back to another video, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And today, as the title suggests, we're going to be getting into 3 free ways that you can start getting reviews instantly. I want to take a quick side note and say that these methods are effective, but they're not going to be as good as if you hire specialists. For example, our company specializes in getting reviews, right? But not everybody wants to pay for that. So today I'm going to be doing the best of my ability to try to get you guys and give you guys ways to get reviews for free. Now again, just because I'm giving you these for free doesn't mean you can just press a button and it's going to work, right? The trade-off that you are is now that you're not paying somebody to do the work, now you have to do the work. That's just basic business though, correct? Because if you have a product that streamlines and makes everything more efficient and convenient per se, but you don't want to buy that product, well, now you're just going to have to do the processes anyways, and that's going to take more time. So it's kind of a trade-off. It's either if you want to just spend money or if you want to spend more time. It's up to you. And that's why I'm making this video today, is if you don't want to go on the money route. Now, really quickly, before we get into the 3 ways, I just wanted to say that the third way is actually the most impactful way to get reviews, except it does kind of tie in the first and second points, and I promise I'll get to that at the end of the video. But just letting you know, you want to stick around for the third one because it really can streamline everything, and it's still free. But it streamlines everything, puts it all together, and you kind of need the third step to make the first 2 steps the most effective. So without further ado, let's get right into the 3 ways you can start getting more reviews today. So the first one is a pretty simple one, and it is staff training. Okay. So you might be asking me, well, what do you mean by this, right? Well, obviously staff training can be a lot of things. You have to train your staff on just how to do their jobs, right? And on this one, I want you to train your staff to specialize in getting reviews. Now, you're like, okay, is that a lot of work? No, it's not a lot of work. I'll give you a little hint and little spoilers, okay? All you do is just ask your current employees. I'm not saying go hire more employees, right? Obviously, that's a lot more expensive. Just with the same employees and staff that you have, if they're already interacting with your customers and whatnot, all you ask them to do is say, okay, if you see someone having a good time, or maybe just go talk to any customer, and if they seem to be having a good time, then just go like, hey, it would mean a lot to our business if you could just leave a quick review. It won't take long. What these reviews will do is help us provide services like you're just receiving. Now, obviously, I just kind of made that script up right there, right then and there. You don't have to use that script. You can use it however. But the baseline is you're training your staff to see if people are having a good time, and then to ask those people if they want to have reviews. This point is extremely powerful for 2 reasons. The first reason being that you're being a natural gatekeeper for not allowing bad reviews to go. This is because your staff, while being trained, right, you can say, okay, if they answer with, no, I'm not having a great time, first off, your first thing should be, okay, well, figure out why they're not having a great time and try to fix that, right? Take the feedback. But now they don't have to offer those people reviews or a method to get those reviews, right? Now it's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, we'll fix it. However you want to say it. But now you're not going to be getting negative reviews. The second key fact about this and why it's so important is because that 68% of people will actually leave a review if asked. I can personally attest to this because I have actually gone out and asked for surveys for our business when we were doing research studies and whatnot. And when I've gone and asked people for, hey, can you answer this survey? Almost all of them said yes. The only ones that said no were because they didn't have the means to answer the survey, and I will actually get into that in the later third point. All right, on to the second point to get you more reviews. So the second point is another big thing that's been kind of more of the modern type of business, right? And it's social media, right? The utilization of social media can bring you so many benefits. Actually, when we first started, we specialized in social media and running ads, and as well as running the social media accounts. Obviously, we've shifted from that, and now we specialize in getting reviews. However, we do still see an importance of using social media. Now, social media is a great platform to do more than just get reviews, right? I will probably make a future video on all the ways you can utilize social media, but some quick examples are like promotions as well as just engagement, whatnot. And I have a whole bunch of other things. I'll have to make a separate video on that. But for today, we're going to be focusing on how to get reviews. Now, with reviews, all you have to do is you just got to get your review link. And actually in the third point, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, so just stick around for that. But once you get that review linked, all you have to do is you just post it in social media. And there's even some cool ways that you can just say click here to leave a review, and you highlight here and you can link that word, right? You don't have to do that. But essentially all you do is just have someone make a post saying, hey guys, we hope that you are having a great time. We hope that we've been serving you well. It would mean a lot to us if you could leave us a review. If you're able to do that and just post that link, then people will probably leave a review. I can personally attest to this working and being successful because we've done this for a client of ours, and this is actually back when we first started our business and we were running their social media. I had simply put, hey guys, it would mean a lot if you could just leave this review here. It would help us to continue giving you good services. And I actually got 7 to 8 reviews after the first week alone, just for that business, from just posting on social media. So do not undermine the power that social media can bring. Also, a quick note on social media. It is actually a pretty good medium to speaking to people who already trust you. The reason I say this is because if people are following you on social media, you have already conveyed or established some sort of trust. Now, I'm not saying that they'll trust you to watch their kids, right? Now, I'm not saying an extreme like that. But what it is they're following you for a reason. Whether that be a personal reason or they just like your content or your videos, you've already displayed some bond of trust with these people, right? And what this does is now it's more likely that those people had a positive encounter with your business, right? And now they're like more inclined to want to help you. So again, utilizing social media and asking for reviews is not to be undermined. Alright guys, now for the third and final point. I know you've been waiting for this. I'm actually going to show you exactly how to use this final point, and I promise I'll wrap it all up. I don't want this video to be too long, so we'll get right into that. Alright guys, we're going to get right into the third point, and that is QR code generators, or using QR codes. Now, I know you might be wondering, okay, why is this important? And I promise you, I will explain why they're almost essential to use, except first, let me show you exactly how to set them up, and then I promise I'll tie everything together. So all you have to do, first step for making a QR code to link to your review, is you just type in free QR code generator, and you can use really any of these free ones. Now, I do want to give you guys a forewarning that some of the QR codes generators, I've heard people say they expire. So if you need to continue to update your QR codes, just keep that in mind because I've heard they do expire. I personally use Canva, but I have the pro version, so I've never had the problem of it expiring. But again, you guys just be mindful of that. So anyways, let's just click on one. I've actually used this one before just for the fun of it. Okay, now almost every single QR code that you see, they're all going to pretty much have the same format. So you don't have to click this one. You can click whichever one you want. But they're all pretty much going to have the same format. They're going to have, you need to put a website, and I've seen some that you can link social medias or whatnot. It's up to you. But you want the website one. And they're all going to have like some design, and then download the QR code. You can mess with the designs on your own personal time. I'm not going to create one for this video, but this is what you need to enter your website. So for the purposes of this video, I'm actually not going to use our website or any of our clients' websites. And so I guess Food Street will be getting a free shout out. Anyways, all you have to do, let's say Food Street is your business, okay? So in this scenario, Food Street is my business. All I have to do is I go to Google, I just find my business, I just scroll down to the reviews, and I just click write a review. Now, once you click write a review, what's important is not here, it's here. You download or you copy this link up in your URL. Then you just paste that right here in your website generator, and boom, it gives you a QR code. And again, I'm not going to sit here and customize a QR code, okay? That's for you guys this time, but that is literally as simple as that. You can download this. Now, let me explain how this all ties together. All right, guys, I'm not gonna take too much more of your time, so I'm just gonna explain how this all ties in together and why step 3 is so important. So the best way I can convey the importance of this is actually through some scenarios. So I want you to imagine yourself in 2 scenarios, and you're going to be the judge of which one you think is better. Scenario 1 is you are in, let's say, a restaurant business, whatever you want to be, right? And an employee comes up to you and asks you if you want to leave a review, and you say yes. Okay, now imagine they're like, okay, perfect. Now all you have to do is go to Google, find our business, scroll down, click write a review, and then write a review, and then post it, and you're done. Now, scenario 2 is the same exact scenario, right? Except they're like, you want to write a review? You're like, yeah, sure. And then they're like, here you go. And you just scan a QR code and it takes you directly to the write a review. Which scenario do you think is more ideal to be for the business? Now, if you couldn't tell by me kind of being biased to my words, right? It's obviously the best for your business is scenario one. No, I'm just kidding, guys. It's definitely scenario two. Now, the reason scenario one is bad is because it's what me and my partner call the customer journey. Now, the customer journey of writing a review in scenario one is much longer than scenario two. And while you might be thinking, dude, it's like literally a couple extra steps, I agree with you. Personally, I agree with you, right? But that is not how the world works. How it works most of the time, and I can personally say this from experience, is if you leave a long journey or steps, you actually will lose the likelihood of them leaving a review. This is because they're like, you know what, I don't want to do that right now, but I promise I'll get to it later. And in business terms, that means they're not going to get to it later. But what scenario two does is it cuts the customer journey almost in half, right? Because all they have to do is scan a QR code and it takes them right to the review link and they can just write a review right then and there. I can personally say that through experience, even doing surveys, that if you just have a QR code and they scan it, they'll do it right there almost in front of you. Instead of if I'm like, hey, if you follow this link or I'll send you an email, and they're like, okay, I'll do it later, they will almost never do it later because people are busy. And it's not out of malice, it's a longer customer journey and people are busy, they got things to do, right? Now the reason that's important is because it ties in with the first point of staff training. Now you equip your staff with phones or even just walking around with little business cards or however you want to do it, asking people for reviews. Now they're like, yeah, here's a QR code, boom. That is how those two steps connect. Also, you can use QR codes around your buildings. You can put them on receipts, however you want. Get creative with it, right? Actually, I'm curious. I want you to comment below where you would use QR codes, right? But get creative with it, right? Put them around your buildings and whatnot. Now, how it ties in with step number two is the mere fact that I was showing you where to get the review link for step number two. Now, if you want, you can put a QR code in social media and say, hey, just scan this, it'll take you to the reviews, instead of, hey, click this link. That you can definitely do that. That's a pathway that you're more than welcome to try. But all I'm saying is you need that review link before you can even go to social media. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't want to take too much more of your time, but I'm glad that you stuck around this long. And again, if you really like this, I'm going to be coming out with a lot more content like this to help business owners and find practical ways that you guys can actually apply these things to your businesses. So if you're into that and you would like to see more of this, please just give us a subscribe, give this video a like, and also comment down below. I'm genuinely curious, what would you do with these QR codes? Or if you have other strategies to get more reviews for free, I'm just curious, what would you say? Leave those down in the comments and I will see you in the next video.